What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and if you've ever seen the channel before, chances are you know what I do for a living. I do new construction plumbing, right? Which means you're digging, you're cutting, you're doing 20,000 steps a day, all sorts of stuff, right? So you're constantly active, going up and down ladders, bending over, undergrounds, rough-ins, finishes, getting under cabinets, whatever the case may be. It's a demanding job, and on top of that, you want to be comfortable. It's uncomfortable, the stuff you're doing, getting up in small crawl spaces, certain areas, barely sneaking by to get a pipe in. Whatever the case may be, you need to be versatile. You need to be able to carry in ways you might not normally carry. For instance, I can't go all day appendix carrying a Glock 45. I'm going to have a massive rash. I'm going to be in pain. People are going to see me printing. When I go and, cut a pipe above me or drill a hole above me and my shirt lifts up, they're going to see a big boy Glock 45 with this big, long grip, right? I'm not sitting in an office where I can just easily conceal it and no one's going to question me, right? And then people always ask, why don't you carry the Hellcat, right? Or the Shield Plus or the P365? It's one of your favorite handguns. Why not just carry the Hellcat? Well, my Hellcat's like 500, 550 and is my main carry. Anything that I pocket carry at work absolutely gets destroyed, and that is how I carry. I have appendix carried. I've used the Urban Carry holster, which has actually been pretty dang good. I actually really like the Urban Carry holster, but even with some of the stuff I do, that can be uncomfortable. It is a great holster, especially for outside of work, but during work, that is a great way to go. But what I found that works the best is buy the right pants and pocket carry. But the main reason I don't carry the Hellcat is its price. $500, $515, whatever the case may be, having that in my pocket, I know I'm going to destroy it over the course of a couple years. It's going to get beat down, whatever the case may be. And I constantly am cleaning my work carry. So I just designate it to being one handgun, and that's what I usually roll with. So I just wanted to do a little evolution of what my work carry has been, being in the trades, right? It all started off with my very first small handgun, the Ruger LC9S. As you can see, it is a little beaten down. It doesn't have the most wear from shooting it because at the time I couldn't afford much ammo. This was my one handgun, and this is what I carried years and years ago. I carried this for a little bit until I got more handguns, which I'm going to touch on. But the LC9S, just a great shooting handgun. Ruger was still making decent pistols back then. It's reliable. The trigger is pretty light and actually crisp and clean, but it's got a long reset, a little bit of take-up. That's not the best. A little over-travel, but other than that, it's not bad. What I liked about it is when you're first getting into handguns or whatever the case may be, or carrying, a lot of people in the trades that do blue-collar work want a manual safety because you're moving around a lot, especially for pocket carry. This did have a manual safety on it. I've never used it, but it is there. I just got this model the way it is. But I like the LC9S. It doesn't rust as much as some of my other Rugers have. Like I have an EC9S that always gets rust from one day of pocket carry. So the LC9S having a little bit better finish, being made a little bit better, was an awesome answer. Not perfect, but it was an awesome, awesome work carry handgun. So next up from there, it went to the handgun that I've carried the most as a plumber / when I worked in the warehouse before plumbing. My FN 503. Now this is the most expensive out of all of them, and it's because I got it for a decent deal, $475 plus rebate. So I went with this, and I honestly fell in love with the FN 503, and I still love this handgun. Do I carry it? Not very much, not very often, but I love this thing. And as you can see, this is what it looks like to carry for 3 years in the pocket carrying, right? You get a lot of wear from stuff getting in your pocket holster and then just grinding all day. You get stuff all up in the stippling, the texturing, that whole sort of thing. Dents all over it, scratches all over it. People say, oh, your tools need to look, or your firearms need to look nice. No, at the end of the day, they're tools. They're just like the tools I'm working with. Just like my Sawzall, just like my hammer. With use, they get beat up. Their appearance changes. But also with use, it's still functioning, it's still working, it's still lasting a long time because it's quality. And I do have to say the FN 503 has been my favorite pocket carry for work carry, but I'm going to sort of explain why I went with other models, especially because this one on average is about $500, so it is a little bit more expensive for how bad you are going to beat up the handgun. But what I do want to say about the FN 503 is they knocked it out of the park. The finish held up like crazy, no rusting. I mean, look at this thing. No rusting. It handles recoil like a beast, and that's one of the reasons why I carried it. This handles recoil better than any other single stack out there, and I put my life on it. It is unreal. Also, the trigger is just a beast of a trigger. Crisp, clean, so easy to shoot, a metal trigger, and this thing having no recoil made it a 6+1 setup of 9mm that I couldn't turn down. And then when I'd get in the work van or my car, throw in a 8-round mag that's extended for 9 total rounds. If you don't think 8 plus 1, 9 rounds is enough for everyday carry, you're absolutely crazy. But I love the FN 503. One of my favorite handguns, is never going anywhere. From there, it became sort of like an awkward period of not sure what I should really carry after I sort of retired my FN 503 because I've already put it through so much. But for a while there, we went Glock 42. Now, what's interesting is about the 42 is I carry this a lot outside of work because I don't carry it for work anymore, and I love this thing. But what's interesting about it is Glock finishes are just on point. You are going to have no rusting. You're going to have no problems, no mags rusting, no parts rusting. You can beat the crap out of these, keep them in a pocket full of moisture, and you have no problems. But the reason why I carry this still to this day every now and then is because I wear the same exact pants for everything, but sometimes you have to change pants or shorts depending on work. And sometimes I need a smaller handgun for smaller pockets. I carry with Carhartt pants every single day, but I have one pair of pants that I really like to wear because they're more comfortable. So during undergrounds, I wear them. So then when I'm doing an underground, I simply carry my Glock 42. Yes, it's 380, 6+1, but chances are, of all places, nothing's going down at my work. It just is what it is. But at the same time, I still like to keep a firearm on me because I'm driving to lunch. I'm driving home. I'm getting gas, some of the most dangerous places to be on average. So the Glock 42 is still in my rotation, just not as much anymore. But awesome, awesome handgun. Then the CZP-10M. I received this handgun. I think I got mine for a little under $300, but on average they're about $300. And this is the perfect pocket pistol as well for work. And none of these are really pocket pistols except for the Glock 42, but the reason why I consider pocket pistols is if I buy big enough pockets that are wide enough for my hands to reach in and get a good draw, I consider these pocket pistols. And single stacks have much better shootability. They tend to be in 9mm versus pocket pistols tending to be in 380, like the LCP, LCP Max, Bodyguard, Tor Spectrum, that whole sort of thing. Beretta Pico, all those. So I like single stacks being a little bit bigger, better caliber, better shootability. I think they're the perfect sweet spot. Plus, single stacks are so cheap now because no one buys them. Everyone buys the micro 9s, stack and a halves, compacts. No one buys these. So this is an awesome way to go. Awesome finish, awesome trigger, awesome memory pads, awesome texturing. Terrible grip job. Yes, it just ripped the other day, so now I'm exposed for it looking terrible. But my new ones are on the way. CZP-10M, can't beat it, especially for the price. But this right here is where we settled. The Smith & Wesson M&P 40 Shield, but converted it, as if you watch the channel you probably know, to 357 SIG. Why did I go with this handgun right here? Well, the M&P 40 Shield, I saw it brand new, $300 on Palmetto State Armory. On top of that, my Bodyguard has an amazing finish on it. The M&P 40 Shield has a perfect finish for pocket carry. You're not going to get rust, you're not going to get problems. Minimal maintenance for pocket carry, which is still more than regular carry. Minimal maintenance usually does the trick, and it has so far. I keep it clean, I keep it lubricated, I keep it looking nice, which is something I learned with the FN 503. When you pocket carry and you work in dirty environments, you have to clean it every couple days, which I like cleaning my handgun, so I don't really mind it. But the reason why I went with this is, once again, shootability. The Shield is a little bit bigger than most single stacks and definitely bigger than all pocket pistols. So this has a little bit more shootability. The Shield is also a proven platform. But like I said, $300. That left a little bit extra room for making some changes to it. So over time, I've just added a couple things here and there that I like to it. And it's a perfect handgun. And there are things I can transfer on. Once the Shield is absolutely destroyed, I can move new sights to it, whatever the case may be, the trigger. But I've added a whole grip for recoil control because these do help manage a little bit more recoil. Added some night sights to it, which are absolutely awesome, $50 on eBay, and there are Mariglows, brand new, and an Apex trigger. I'll just show it to you real quick because it did have the hinge trigger. Spent $70 and got that trigger pull. Look at that. Absolutely unreal. I mean, unreal. Love this trigger. But I went with 357 SIG. Now, why? Because ballistics out of a 3.1-inch barrel, which this has, out of 357 SIG are better than some 9mm defensive rounds out of a 4-inch barrel. 357 SIG is a beast of a round, and if you're going to be carrying with, a lot of people shoot their full sizes, their compacts, but then carry a 3-inch barrel. They think that ammo is just going to be the greatest out of that short barrel. No, you need power and good quality defensive ammo, and that's what I found in 357 SIG. Yes, it's expensive to carry and train with, but at the same time, I feel like a little bit extra power out of a shorter barrel is a little bit better overall all around. And I don't shoot the most 357 SIG, couple boxes a month, whatever the case may be, but I always test this handgun, always make sure it runs, and I carry this outside of work even. I just like it that much. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching.